Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Cancer, May 21, 2025. Your heart may not be behind your efforts early today, as you struggle with direction or motivation. As the day moves forward, however, the role of the responsible one grows more useful and attractive as we approach a Sun-Saturn transit. Steady energy is with you for productivity on any number of routine tasks. Saturn in your sign heads into harmony with the Sun, and those traits that currently come most naturally to you are in demand. Focusing your energy tends to work the best for you, and moderate but steady effort is favored with this influence in play. You tend to hold a greater need to be personally responsible, and today, directing your attention to essential tasks one by one and step by step can be soothing. It's also a good time to be taken seriously and communicate with authority. You can be the voice of reason. A glorious day for you and your relationships arrives today. As the sun soars happily through the heavens, you'll feel infinitely supported by the cosmos above. With your solar house highlighted and invigorated, our great luminary will link in a sextile to great Saturn, now orbiting in the degrees of your solar house of identity, your zodiac sign. This ensures that you'll have a practical and realistic approach to problem-solving situations alongside your one and only, but you can also think big about your long-term vision as well. Use this fuel to draw up a map of manifestation plans and practices, as well as ideas for travel and vacations. You have a good balance between careful planning and bold action. You're still in a planning phase, but be prepared to move quickly when the time's right. Keep alert. The chance is coming soon. You have the determination and persistence to succeed in whatever you take on. Don't allow your inner fears to dominate. Today's planetary configuration asks you to look at your needs and to assess whether they are respected in the schedule you keep. Do you have healthy food in your fridge and cupboards? Are you able to consistently exercise and get a good night's sleep? Your health needs dictate the daily schedule you should follow. The essence from this day can see you far more competitive than usual. Further, you may notice that you are particularly ambitious today. Use this to the fullest to make some real headway in your career. You're more likely to want to get out and deal with others than usual, making it an opportune time for meetings and sales. Make some progress. You'll feel great at the end of the day with all that you accomplish. Just as Mercury, the planet of communication, moves into his final 7 days in your communication sector, the Sun moves into his final 2 days here, aligned with Uranus, the planet that has been helping to keep the communication lines open in a real and authentic way since 2019. With the Sun and Uranus both separating from a friendly aspect to the South Node in your relationship sector and Mercury set to do the same before he leaves, it is your relationships that are benefiting from this. Meanwhile, before moving into what is set to be a busy week, the Moon is bringing its monthly reminder when it comes to knowing when to keep your work hat on and when to take it off. Mercury, the planet of communication, will only spend 15 days in your communication sector this year, but with the Sun and Uranus not only aligned here as he moves into his final 7 days but separating from a friendly aspect to the South Node in your relationship sector, the conditions couldn't be better. If it has been a bumpy few weeks or even months on the relationship front, as that eases back, the communication gods are out in force. Cancer, the past doesn't hold you, it teaches you. Your quote of the day: you carry the lesson, not the weight. Your color of the day is ivory, clear and calming. Lucky numbers: 2, 7, 18. Emotions today rise softly but deeply. You may find healing in quiet reflection. Don't be afraid to revisit something unfinished, it's ready to resolve. Closure may look like peace, not answers. Our eyes in the sky. Welcome to your tarot reading for May 21, 2025. Today's cards invite us into a moment of quiet reflection and renewed strength, one of those days where you may just need a small reminder that you're right where you're supposed to be, even if the pace of life feels a little unpredictable. So, take a breath, make some space, and let this message meet you exactly where you are. The cards drawn for this day are the Moon, Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Ten of Wands, and Three of Swords. Let's begin with the Moon. A card that speaks to the unknown, the intuitive, the hidden, and sometimes the misunderstood. Today, there might be a sense that things aren't quite clear, that something is shifting below the surface. Maybe you're feeling a little foggy about a decision, or you're second-guessing something that once felt certain. This card reminds us that it's okay not to have all the answers. It encourages us to listen inward, to honor our dreams, gut feelings, and emotional undercurrents. Just like how a foggy morning can give way to clear skies by noon, what feels uncertain now is likely transforming into clarity. Trust that the truth will rise in its time. Next, the Knight of Pentacles grounds us with calm, methodical energy. This knight doesn't rush. He builds, slowly and with intention. This is your reminder that persistence matters more than speed. Whether you're working on a goal, healing from something difficult, or simply trying to stay consistent, this card celebrates your reliability and effort even when nobody sees it. You don't have to have giant breakthroughs every day. Some days, just showing up is more than enough. Think about those small acts of discipline you've been practicing. Maybe it's been staying hydrated, getting a bit more rest, sticking to a personal commitment. These are seeds being planted, and they will grow. Then comes the Ace of Cups, a gentle and beautiful presence. This card is like an open heart after a long winter. It could signify a fresh emotional beginning, an offer of love or compassion, or even a personal moment of emotional awakening. If you've been feeling disconnected or worn down, the Ace of Cups invites you to soften. Reach out to someone. Let yourself cry. Let yourself laugh. Let yourself feel. There's an opportunity today to deepen connection with others, but especially with yourself. And if you've been holding back emotionally, now might be the time to release some of that pressure and let love flow in again. Now, the Ten of Wands acknowledges something many of us can relate to. You've been carrying a lot. Responsibilities, emotional burdens, perhaps even the weight of other people's expectations. Sometimes we don't even realize how heavy our pack has gotten until we take a moment to breathe and stretch our shoulders. This card isn't here to say you've done too much. It's here to suggest that maybe it's time to delegate, or at least pause and check in with your energy. You're not meant to carry it all alone. What would it feel like to put one burden down today? Just one? Finally, the Three of Swords may look like a card of sorrow, and yes, it does acknowledge pain. But there's something deeply liberating in facing the truth of what has hurt us. Whether it's a memory that lingers, a relationship that shifted, or even a belief you've outgrown. This card encourages honest healing. The kind that allows us to feel everything, not to get stuck in the emotion, but to understand it, to integrate it, and to move forward with a wiser, stronger heart. You've made it through harder days than this, and the tenderness you carry is not a weakness, it's a sign of your depth. So when we weave all of these together, what do we find? A message of resilience, of sensitivity, and of transformation. You may be facing the unknown, but you are not lost. You are building something steady, even if it feels slow. You are capable of new beginnings, even if your heart still aches. And you are allowed to rest, to lay down your burdens, and to trust that healing can happen quietly, in the softest of ways. Now I want to ask you, have you recently had a moment where you surprised yourself with how strong you've become? Or maybe you've noticed that something you used to struggle with no longer feels as heavy? Share it in the comments. Let's celebrate those quiet victories together, because they matter. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are evolving beautifully, patiently, bravely. And every step you take, even the invisible ones, are shaping a future that honors who you truly are. Keep going. You're doing just fine.